Thanks for staying with us. Join us now is the president and founder of the Women in Export Trade and Investment that's currently running some of the biggest projects and investments ever done by women associations in Nigeria, with a special focus on agriculture, export investments, and women financial literacy and inclusion. Join us as we welcome Edafe Hussein, well, probably known as Efe Hussein. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Thank you for
Good to have you, Efe.
Thank you.
So you are big on export, agriculture. There's so much you're doing with women in that space. Tell us a bit about what you do and how you're incorporating women into this.
Thank you so much. I wouldn't say we're big. We're the baby around. We just started within the last 5 months. But, you know, working with women has a lot of potentials. Have a lot. I mean, you cannot get it wrong. I have been working with women for like 4 years. And then I noticed when I was in corporate employment, I noticed the huge potential that we have. Nigeria have very structured women organization. And, but when we started going into the agricultural aspect, the export aspect, we found out that a lot of women were like, you know.
Reluctant.
Yes. But the statistics shows that we have more women, you know, in that regard, in that sector. So we decided to be deliberate about it. We decided to take, to push more women to focus on their export abilities and capacities. So what we literally do is we aggregate women, we train them, we empower them, and then connect them to opportunities across the world. We search out the opportunities because the market is actually there. The market is there. It's for us to just organize ourselves and, you know, do the work.
So this is in agriculture, predominantly agriculture. So people are going to farming and they can export their products.
Oh, yes. But we do not encourage export of raw materials.
Okay.
You know.
Value addition.
Yes, you have to do some value addition to your product. And we, of course, we met the bottleneck of, oh, this packaging is bad, this packaging is wrong, this product content. So we had to take a back step to say, okay, we need to do some groundwork to ensure standardization of the products that our women are bringing. So there's a lot of work to do, but we're starting.
So as a woman now that I've gone into some form of production, and I'm looking around and wondering, how do I get my products across, you know, outside just Nigeria? I want to take them out. I've spoken to a few women exporters. It's really not something that they encourage you into. Like there's a lot of, well, you will not see Forex, you will not do this, you have to sign this, you have to meet these agencies. Do you help women to cut out all of those? Do you handle the women as under you? So you come join the organization and then you help them with the processing and the sourcing of the markets that they have to, you know, sell to, or they still come and do the waka by themselves?
So, first of all, what we do is to let the women come in if you are interested in export. And let me quickly add, we don't just do agriculture. If you have any good thing produced in Nigeria that will not kill somebody, and we can work with it, we can export it. Okay, besides oil, of course, crude oil right now. So what we do is let them come in, they register with us, then we also take like a survey of what they are producing. How are they producing it currently? We have a lot of women who are interested in production, but you know, it's a lot to set up a processing center. You mentioned someone that was doing a fashion hub. It's a lot to set up. So people are like co-sharing. Some people are using their homes, but we say to them, because of the purpose of export, even if you are using your home, it has to be a segregated portion of your home.
Right.
It has to be dedicated to that work, exclusively to that work. So that when we have the regulators come, we can actually say it's a micro center, but it's dedicated for this purpose.
Right.
So that's one of the things we're working with women. Then talking about regulatory aspects, certification, we're also working with the regulatory bodies. We're identifying some of them that can come and help the women in clusters. You know, to make it easy, NAFDAC and the likes, and then, of course, internationally, FDA. And then we're able to bust the bubble of FDA. People always, you know, when we started, it was a big threat. People thought FDA it would take you 3 months to the process. You need to get an agent. You need to. It sounded so giant like that. But by the time we started, by the grace of God, God gave us one beautiful, lovely, passionate Nigerian commissioner, former commissioner of Edo State Trade and Commerce, that was also passionate like us, and she took the matter into her hands. And today, we are able to get our FDA in one night, online. She just logs in with you. She is there in the US, you are here in Nigeria, you share your screen. She puts you through the process, and that night, you get your FDA.
They lie.
I'm telling you.
You know, how did you get yourself into this? Like, how did you come into this space of running this program? Tell us a bit about
Background.
your background.
Okay. Ooh. So I was in corporate work, my corporate career in the bank, and then I had to start up the partnership desk for women banking. You know, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, this women thing started booming in Nigeria, and you know, women were beginning to structure themselves, taking some very daring, bold steps into some industries. And I met the coalition. There's a coalition of women association in Nigeria called ANWBN. And then when I met them, I saw that they had at least 4 million members. I was like, seriously? 4 million? Go and ask a politician what it is to have 1 million followers. It's a lot. You know, so I started asking, okay, so what are they into? Where are their data? What is this? How do you operate? Where do you operate? Where is your office? You know, and then, of course, we started strengthening 1 or 2 things that they were doing, you know. And I told them, I remember when they came to me first asking for finance, for support from the bank, my first reaction was, you won't get it. I just told them openly that you won't get it. They were shocked. I said, you won't, because you're not structured. So that pushed me to say, okay, let me work with these women. They are willing, they are zealous, they're passionate. They have everything it takes. So let's work together. And then we started. But then I quickly also noticed that there are other areas, but this niche was there. And you know, Nigeria statistics tells us that about 75% of the people involved in agriculture are women.
Yeah.
And then agriculture is the largest employer of labor in the country. So if you want to talk about being deliberate about the export sector, where would you look? The women. So that was.
What are some of the challenges you've experienced so far? You know, because it's never really easy working with all types of women. You have the farmers, you have those in the private sector. There's quite a number. What challenges have you faced so far?
People say it's really challenging to work with women. Yeah, but I have my ways. I have my ways with working with women. And the first thing is I understand that women are multitasking beings. A woman can run 9 shows at a time, you know, and they wouldn't understand why you don't understand that they can do it the way they want to do it, to make it happen the way they want, you know. But we're able to piece that down with women. Some of the challenges we have found, particularly related to export, you know, you guys were talking earlier on about cutting down. With all that has happened in the country recently, trust me, a lot of women are hit. The businesses are, I pray for women every day. Power is a problem. Setting up, like I mentioned earlier, the centers for production is a challenge. We are currently seeking some form of partnership with the World Bank, with some government incubation center, so that our women can co-share. It also comes with its challenges, because when the women get in there, you know, we don't like to leave free things alone. You know, so you're supposed to grow and at a certain time
and mature,
move on, you know, but sometimes we find the women wanting to linger. So that's also a problem. Okay. And then you also find the part of women trying to cut cost, which you wouldn't blame them, but you would blame them also, because cutting cost is no way for anything that is edible. You don't do that. However, we also understand the stress, the strain from all that the economy puts together for us. You know, cost is a big matter. Then we go straight on to export itself, and you find that, okay, your price is not competitive.
It's too expensive or too... Well, I mean,
Who are the women that you believe would be able to take advantage of your your platform?
Every and any woman. I always use the analysis of from the woman that roasts bole by the roadside to the woman that wants to build an aircraft. Yes, we can do this together. And then I encourage women, you don't have to own a product to join us. You don't. You can be interested and you can support what others are doing. For instance, we're setting up a packaging center because we found that even those that have very good products,
Package well.
Means to package.
because packaging too is another matter on its own, you know. So we are setting up a packaging center. There are very few of them around, so we're setting up some. So those of us that can, we're not interested in owning a product, we can actually support in setting up the packaging center and be a co-owner.
So now, like me now that I created my own banana oil. There's no banana oil in the world right now.
Interesting.
And I would not just like us in Nigeria to have access to it. I want to be able to export my banana oil
Lovely.
to the world, right? How do I get in? Do I just come in? Do I need to pay something to be a part of the organization? Do I need to be subjected to testing? So what's the process?
So first of all, yes, you can come in just like that. Just come in like this, okay? And when you come in, we can now look at, you send a sample.
Okay.
We can look at the sample that you have. And by the time you want to start doing business, you have to register. You know you have to register. We have 3 categories of registration, right? But we'll look at what you have. We'll look at the, you know, it's one thing to have a good product. It's another thing to sustain it. When you export, we need to know that if a client says, I want more of this, we can get it. You understand? So we have to look at that. Of course, we have to look at, you talked about banana. Banana in Nigeria, thank God we have a lot of bananas.
We do.
Yeah. But we need to be sure what species works. There are various species of banana. So which one works and to which country will it be acceptable? Some country, you'll be amazed how people choose food items.
Please, I want to ask you this question. You mentioned something in passing, and I feel like because a lot people watching might be wondering where would I fit in into what you're saying, but in giving value, since a lot of people are going to be watching the show, what would you say is a few, maybe 1, 2, 3 key thing that a lot of women businesses or businesses don't take into cognizance that will make them not access fund? You said you told somebody, their group, that you won't get the loan. And there's something you saw that made you say they won't get the loan. So what would be 3 things you say we don't do as business owners that don't make people get loan? And what can we do as business owners that will make us access funding?
So first of all, structure.
Okay.
No matter how little your business that you're starting up is, structure.
Structure is ambiguous. Can you break down structure too?
So when I say structure, who are the people in the business? Is it you, yourself, and your brother or your cousin, your sister, nephew? What are they doing? What are their roles in the business? So that if someone comes to you and say, okay, we want to support your business with 5 million, your cousin, nephew, niece that is working with you will not come and say, okay, my share from that 5 million is 2.5. We need to know what role they are playing and how the role works with the product or the business that you say you have.
Right.
And then sustainability of that business. We don't want to fund a business that in 2 years' time
It's closed down.
it's closed down.
So track record.
Track record, sustainability. And then even your capacity to manage business. What trainings have you gone through? What kind of business are you into? Is it your skill? Do you have the skill for it? You know, and is it scalable? Is it something that can grow?
Yeah.
I don't want to throw money as an investor into your business when it cannot grow. You can just continue to exist, but nothing is, you know.
We have to wrap up very soon, but I know you have an event coming up soon. Tell us about it.
Oh, yes. So we, like I said earlier on, we are the baby around. We just started like in barely 6 months. But we are having our official launch on the 29th of July. I am inviting
Yeah.
TVC and The View. Please come. The 29th of July, and it's happening in Sheraton, Lagos, Ikeja. The reason why we want to have an official launch is to opportunities to invite all the stakeholders. You know, to come and see what the women are doing, particularly in export, and see how they can support and how we can grow we are very, very open for learning and opportunities to know more things that we have to do.
Thank you very much.
Thank
It's
you.
a
Well
pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you.
Hope you guys have learned a few things as we have. Have a great day. Happy Salah to our Muslim brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
Enjoy. Have a safe Salah. Please protect yourself. Be very safe. All things that happen out there. We don't want to hear any bad news. But enjoy the season. And don't forget, sacrifice is the word of the season. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.